The story of Venice begins not on solid ground, but amidst the shifting sands and shallow waters of the Venetian Lagoon. It was the 5th century AD, and the Roman Empire, once a beacon of civilization, was crumbling under the weight of barbarian invasions. Fleeing from the advancing hordes, refugees from the Italian mainland sought sanctuary in the most unlikely of places, a cluster of muddy islands in the Adriatic Sea. These islands, though seemingly inhospitable, offered a degree of protection. Surrounded by shallow lagoons and treacherous mudflats, they were difficult to reach and even harder to attack. The refugees, many of them skilled artisans and merchants from the fallen Roman cities, brought with them their knowledge and their desperation. They were determined to build a new life, a new home in this watery wilderness. And so began the improbable story of Venice. What started as a refuge from chaos would, over the centuries, blossom into one of the most unique and influential cities the world had ever seen. It was a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. A city born not of conquest or power, but of necessity and the will to survive. Building a city on water is no easy feat. The early Venetians faced a daunting challenge: how to construct lasting structures on a foundation of shifting mud and sand. Their solution was both ingenious and audacious. They would drive wooden piles, millions of them, deep into the soft ground beneath the lagoon. These piles, made from the strong trunks of alder trees, were hammered vertically into the mud until they reached a much harder layer of compressed clay. The sheer number of piles, driven close together in their millions, created a surprisingly stable foundation. On top of this forest of submerged timber, the Venetians laid platforms of wood, then stone, creating a solid base for their buildings. This innovative foundation system was key to Venice's existence. It allowed a city to rise from the marshes, seemingly floating on the water. The wooden piles, submerged in the anaerobic environment of the lagoon mud, became remarkably resistant to decay, providing a lasting foundation for the magnificent structures that would follow. In its earliest days, Venice was a city of wood. Buildings were constructed primarily from timber, a readily available material in the lagoon. But this practicality came at a cost. Fires, often sweeping through the closely built wooden structures, posed a constant threat. The Great Fire of 1105, a devastating inferno, proved to be a turning point. Gradually, the Venetians transitioned to more durable materials. Bricks, fired in kilns on the nearby island of Murano, became the building blocks of a new, more fire-resistant Venice. But even brick in this city on the water required special consideration. The mortar, the binding agent between the bricks, was crucial. The Venetians developed a unique mortar using a mixture of lime and powdered brick, a combination that gave the mortar a degree of flexibility. This flexibility was essential. Built on a foundation that subtly shifted with the tides and the lagoon's currents, Venetian buildings needed to adapt. The mortar, along with the use of wooden beams and iron tie rods within the walls, allowed the structures to move slightly without compromising their structural integrity. Section 4. A labyrinth of waterways, canals and bridges of Venice. Venice is a city defined by its waterways. The canals are not just picturesque routes for gondolas, they are the city's arteries, its streets and avenues. The early settlers, confined to their island cluster, realized the need to connect, to create a network that would bind their watery world together. They began to dredge and shape the shallow channels between the islands, creating a labyrinth of canals that would become synonymous with Venice. As the city grew, so did the need for crossings. Bridges, initially simple wooden structures, began to span the canals. These bridges, often arched to allow for the passage of boats, became both functional necessities and architectural flourishes. The most iconic of these, the Rialto Bridge, stands as a testament to Venetian engineering. Initially a pontoon bridge, it was rebuilt in stone in the 15th century, its single elegant arch spanning the Grand Canal and becoming a symbol of Venice itself. Today, Venice boasts over 400 bridges, each with its own story to tell. They are a testament to the city's enduring relationship with water, a reminder that Venice in its very essence is a city built not just on water, but with it, its canals and bridges, weaving a tapestry of urban life unlike any other.